At Big Bear Lake, every sunrise writes a new chapter. But today's story is different, because in this footage, captured live, raw, and unfiltered, Jackie and Shadow face challenges no eagle parent should ever have to confront. A swallowed fishing line, a father with a painful limp, hungry eaglets crying for food, and the ever-present ravens waiting for their chance. Stay with me and watch these noted segments closely. This is one of the most intense days we've seen at the nest this season. High above Big Bear Lake, the wind moves through the pines as Jackie stands guard over her growing eaglets. They're restless, hungry, and full of energy, and like every day, their survival depends on the teamwork of two devoted parents. Shadow arrives several times, landing with that familiar soft thud on the branch. But today, something's off. Watch closely and you'll notice his right leg doesn't plant the way it should. He shifts his weight, hesitates, and lowers himself carefully. It's subtle, but unmistakable. Shadow is hurting. Even injured, Shadow does what Shadow always does, he provides. He leans in, tearing small pieces of fish, placing them gently into eager beaks. The eaglets chirp, shuffle, and stretch their wings, each one trying to be first in line. Jackie watches him closely. She knows. She always knows. And then the moment none of us expected. Jackie begins to feed, but something thin and reflective catches the light. A fishing line, wrapped inside the meal. She swallows before she realizes what it is. Fishing line is one of the deadliest hazards for wildlife. It can tangle, cut, or lodge internally. But Jackie is strong, experienced, and determined. You'll see her work through it, adjusting, stretching her neck, trying to clear the obstruction. This is the reality of wild nests. No edits, no filters, just the raw truth of survival. Before we continue, I want to thank every one of you who watches, supports, and shares these moments. Your engagement helps bring awareness to the challenges these eagles face, from human hazards like fishing line to natural threats like predators and weather. And speaking of threats, in the second half of this video, you'll notice the ravens. They're intelligent, opportunistic, and always watching. Their presence adds a whole new layer of tension to what unfolds next. And don't forget to follow our friends at Big Bear Valley Lake. Link in the description. Let's get back to the nest. As the day goes on, Shadow continues to favor that leg. He shifts his stance, stretches his talons, and tries to mask the discomfort. But even injured, he refuses to step back from his role. He shields the eaglets from the wind during the days. He rearranges the nest. He stays close because that's who he is. Throughout the afternoon, the feedings continue. Jackie and Shadow bring in fresh prey, and the eaglet's energy surges again. They chirp, flap, and jostle for position, each one growing stronger by the day. You'll notice how carefully Jackie portions the food, how she alternates between the eaglets, how she checks the nest bowl, adjusts the sticks, and keeps the space safe. These are the small details that make her one of the most skilled eagle mothers we've ever watched. And then, the ravens. Their calls echo through the trees, sharp, distant, and unmistakable. They circle, perch, and wait for any opportunity. They're not villains, just survivors in their own right, but their presence always raises the stakes. Jackie hears them. Shadow hears them. And the eaglets feel the tension. As the light begins to fade again, the nest settles. The eaglets tuck in close, full and warm. Jackie stands tall, scanning the horizon. Shadow rests nearby, conserving his strength. Today was a hard day for this family, but they made it through. Fishing line, injury, predators, and still they endure. Made it this far. Thank you for being part of this journey. Every view, every comment, every share helps raise awareness for wildlife protection and responsible outdoor practices. From Big Bear Lake, from Jackie, Shadow, and their growing family, and from all of us who care about these incredible birds. You don't have to run off yet, as we have included plenty of bonus footage we're sure you will enjoy as much as we do. We thank you, and as always, stay safe, stay kind, and stay curious.